Hi everybody, it's Miss Verbanic. I'm going to read this week an Easter story. Well, it's kind of an Easter story, but it's about a little bunny named Marshmallow, and you can probably tell it's because he kind of looks like a little fluffy white marshmallow. Okay? So I thought that would be a good one for this week as we're coming up to Easter soon, okay? I miss you so much. I've been thinking about you guys every day and wishing I was back in school, and hopefully we can all do that soon. All right. Oliver was a gray cat with tabby markings who lived in an apartment. Many a cat had to catch his dinner before he can eat it, but Oliver was lucky. When he was hungry, all he had to do was mention the fact to Miss Tilly, and she would open the refrigerator and get out his liver or chopped beef. Ooh. So he just has to meow, and his owner, Miss Tilly, will come over and just give him his food. Peace and quiet was what he wanted. As Oliver never went out, he did not know that the world was full of other animals. The only mice in his life were gray flannel ones filled with catnip, and the nearest thing to a rabbit he had ever seen was a stuffed plush Easter bunny. But Oliver didn't care. Peace and quiet was all that he wanted, and his meals on time. Life, however, can't always be like that. One day, Miss Tilly called him from the kitchen. Meow, replied Oliver, and he hurried over, expecting to find his dinner. What do you think Oliver's going to find? I think I have an idea. Instead, Miss Tilly was smiling at something she held in her two cupped hands. It was small and white and furry. What do you think of this, Oliver? Its name is Marshmallow. She held the furry thing to her cheek for a moment and then set it on the floor. It had tall ears, pink eyes, and a wiggly nose, and twitchy whiskers. It was alive! Oliver was appalled. He took one wild look at the creature and then squinched his eyes shut. Oliver, what's the matter with you? Cried Miss Tilly. Don't tell me you're afraid of that tiny little baby bunny. But Oliver was very afraid. He was too frightened even to run away, but crouched in a corner, opening and closing his eyes as if it actually hurt them to look at the baby bunny. As for Marshmallow, he was a very unhappy little bunny. All he wanted was to be home again with his nice, warm, furry mother. If he had been a kitten, he would have meowed. If he had been a puppy, he would have howled. And if he had been a baby, he would have cried his eyes out. But being a bunny, he just sat still and felt sad. Poor little baby bunny. However, Marshmallow cheered up a bit when he had his dinner, a raw carrot and a bowl of rolled oats. The bowl with dog on it for the shop did not have any dishes with the word rabbit or bunny on them. But as Marshmallow could not read, this didn't really matter much, did it? No. He ate the green carrot top first, for he was thirsty. Then he munched on the other part of the carrot. After that, he tried the rolled oats, eating with quick little nibbles, crunch, 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 crunch. When he had finished eating, he hopped into the bowl and he took a nap. That night, Marshmallow slept in the bathroom on a bed made out of a folded towel. It was not the same. Still, he didn't cry. Nor did he yowl for his breakfast the next morning. If only you were nice and quiet like that, Oliver, yawned Miss Tilly when Oliver woke her with frantic scratching and meowings at her bedroom door. Miss Tilly warmed some chopped beef for him, gave Marshmallow another carrot, and made herself some coffee and toast. Then she sat down at her typewriter and wrote a poem in praise of rabbits. So I'm going to read you a poem that she wrote, okay? A bunny is a quiet pet. A bunny is the best thing yet. A bunny never makes a sound. A bunny's nice to have around. Puppies whimper, bark, and growl. Kittens meow, and tomcats yowl. Birdies twitter, chirp, and tweet. Cows moo, and lambkins bleat. Some creatures bellow, others bray. Some hoot or honk or yap or neigh. Most creatures make annoying noises, even little girls and boys'. A bunny, though, is never heard. He simply never says a word. A bunny's delightful habit. No home's complete without a rabbit. I heard a lot of rhyming words in those. That morning, Oliver felt much braver. He hardly squinched his eyes at all when he looked at the bunny, and by afternoon he was watching Marshmallow with an expression that would have terrified an older and wiser rabbit. Marshmallow, however, was a tiny new baby that scarcely noticed what went on. He ate when he was hungry, and the rest of the time he slept, with his paws tucked under him to keep him warm. Oliver began creeping towards the sleeping bunny, till Miss Tilly cried, "Oliver, don't you dare hurt that bunny!" Oliver sat up, blinking innocently. "Me? This isn't going to work out," Miss Tilly told herself sadly. "Cats always have hunted rabbits, and I suppose they always will." She put Oliver in the other room, and after that she did not let him come near Marshmallow. Poor Marshmallow. Poor Oliver. Soon Marshmallow began lolloping about I think that means kind of galloping, about the apartment, sniffing things and then tasting them. And nearly everything seemed to taste pretty good. He nibbled the rugs, working very hard in one place until he had gnawed a little bare spot before moving on. He stood on his hind legs and yanked books out of a bookcase. Oh! He chewed the chair and table legs, and every time Miss Tilly sat down for a moment, he came hopping up cheerfully to untie her shoelaces. He was a very busy little bunny. A solemn warning to rabbit lovers. Okay, so this is another poem. A bunny nibbles all day long. A bunny doesn't think it's wrong. He nibbles mittens, mufflers, mops. He only pauses when he hops. He nibbles curtains, lamp cords, shoes. He only stops to take a snooze. Sofa, pillows, ribbons, rugs. He takes a mouthful, then he tugs. Galoshes, boxes, books, and string. A bunny nibbles everything. So it sounds like Miss Tilly made another poem up about the bunny. One afternoon, Miss Tilly stayed out later than usual. When Oliver woke him up from his nap, there was no dinner waiting for him, so he trotted to the door of the other room and said, "Meow." There was no answer, but he could hear odd sounds in the next room, small scuffling noises that caused his eyes to widen and his ears to point suddenly forward. These sounds were made by Marshmallow's little feet as he went lippity-lop around the room. Marshmallow had discovered Miss Tilly's old plush Easter bunny and thoroughly nibbled its whiskers. Now he was just frolicking about the room and kicking up his heels for sheer joy of being alive. Oliver was listening and sniffing while his eyes grew bigger and bigger. "Meow," he said again, and scratched impatiently at the door. When this did no good, he stood up on his hind legs and patted the doorknob. Finally, he reached up with both his paws, with one on each side of the knob. At last, there was a small click. Oliver padded silently into the room, and there was the rabbit skipping around as if he didn't have a care in the world. Uh-oh, so Oliver and little Marshmallow are gonna see each other. He would dash several feet in one direction, stop suddenly, and spring into the air. Then he would turn, dash again, and jump again. Oliver watched with great interest. But somehow he couldn't... Oh, okay, I'll be right there. That was my daughter, Bibi. But somehow he couldn't quite do it. Perhaps he remembered that Miss Tilly had told him not to hurt the little bunny, or perhaps he was still afraid. Suddenly, Marshmallow sat up tall and stared at the cat, his soft nose twitching rapidly. Can you twitch your nose? He looked most inquisitive, but not in the least alarmed. So he really wasn't afraid that Oliver was there, was he? What was this great... Okay, I'll be right there. Hold on. What was this great striped animal, he wondered? Could it possibly be his mother in a new coat? Marshmallow thinks the kitty is his mother. And while Oliver hesitated, trying to make up his mind to pounce, all at once Marshmallow scampered joyfully up to him and kissed him on the nose. Aww. Marshmallow shut his eyes and snuggled close, blissfully happy to have found another furry animal. Aww. Okay, I'll be right there. Hang on. Even when Oliver opened his jaws and took hold of him with his teeth, Marshmallow was not afraid. For the next moment, Oliver was licking his face and tenderly as any mother cat would with her kitten. And like any mother cat, he licked the fur in the wrong direction, so it stood on end and he licked all his hair all crazy. Aww. After that, Miss Tilly let them play together every day, for she saw that they were friends. They romped like two kittens, and wherever the cat went, Marshmallow followed. Lippity-lop, right at Oliver's heels. Oliver forgot that he had ever thought of Marshmallow as a strange animal to be pounced upon. He adopted the little bunny and brought him up as his own kitten. And although Oliver never said so, I cannot help thinking that in time he came to agree with Miss Tilly that a bunny's delightful habit, no home's complete without a rabbit. Aww. All right. So that was a really good story about two little creatures who didn't think that they could get along or didn't think they had a home. And they were able to get along and be friends, weren't they? All right. So I have some more Easter stories this week, more about the Easter Bunny and things that we know like that. So, all right. I miss you guys so much. And I hope you have a great Wednesday. And we'll do some more stories tomorrow and Friday. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.